Okay, good morning, y'all. Thanks for coming out. First up, we have Alejandro from Amarillo with a really cool new startup math tutoring called 314 EasyMath. So take it away.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. I'll try to reciprocate that. But my name is Alejandro, as he said, and we're with EasyMath. We're a math education service. All right, so I'm originally born and raised in Central Mexico. And actually, 10 years ago, I went to the United States without knowing any English. And what happened is I used math as my tool to get my stepping stone, right? Math is a universal language. What's 1 plus 1? 2. Anybody here speak Spanish? No? What's una más una? It's crazy. It's still the same number, right? So math is a universal language. This is actually why I love math. It's why we were talking about it, but it should be an encouraging subject. Unfortunately, people look at math nowadays like the bad test that you just don't want to deal with, and you're upset about it, right? If you ever see a kid struggle with a math problem, they feel depressed. They feel like they let the world down, and they straight up, unfortunately, they feel like they're done. Anybody here have any kids? Anybody ever seen your kids struggle through a problem, whether it was math or any subject? Now let's think of it. How do they feel whenever they solve a math problem? They can take over the world, right?
Yeah.
The world's just there for their taking. So that's what we do. Unfortunately, schools are not able to help our kids, and that's not the school's fault. All right, there's too many school students, not enough time. All right, so my degree is in applied mathematics as well as my master's. All right, whenever somebody finds out you're a math major, two things happen. First thing, they will ask if I'm going to be a math teacher, which is a no. And second thing, which is ironic now, right? And the second thing is they always ask, hey, can you help my kid with their math homework? It's like, I got you. I can do that. When I help you out, we'll teach them right again. I'm a math nerd at heart. So whenever I started doing that, I realized it was a lot bigger pain than people ever realize. The target's a lot bigger, the demographic's a lot bigger, and I started tutoring people one-on-one. And within a week, there were too many kids to tutor. What do we do? I just told them, hey man, take a picture, shoot me a text, I'll tutor you through the phone. And a lot of kids, I was like, oh, maybe we're onto something. Let's build a different business this way. All right, so what we do now is we do math tutoring, right? One-on-one individual tutoring through the application. We build an app, I mentioned that. We do test prepping, all right? And we do financial education, which is really something I really won't touch in here, but it's a beautiful thing because banks get to pay us. Usually banks you can give the bank your money, the bank gives us their money this time. All right, so tutoring, why is it a problem? An average student gets under 2 minutes of math lessons in a classroom every day, under 2 minutes. Well, that's because by state law, even though a lot of school districts kind of weird with it, you're only allowed to have 24 students in a classroom. At the 46-minute classroom, take away bell work, take away kids like me that were a pain in the butt, and then you're going to get enough math tutoring. Then, all of us that are trying to go to college, you have to go to school until 4 or 5, you have to be involved in extracurricular activities, you have to go home, be with the family for an hour, then you have to do math homework on those 2 minutes of lessons you got. We see the problem? Now, so that's one thing. Now, the parents, you guys are parents. When was the last time you took a math class? Average, 18 years. Makes sense. It's like, oh, crap. What if your daughter asks you about exponentials or binomials? Like, bye? And I'm out. Right? So that's what we do. We help parents. And secondly, average math tutor in the state of Texas is $37 1 hour. All right? That's more than what we charge for a month. That's the problem. Now, so our target market, as we talked about, in the state of Texas alone, there's 7.2 million students in public education to fit our target demographic. All right, so we need to help them. Now, this is one key thing that we have an advantage. I hate to say this, I'm going to say, but we're a for-profit company. We're a company that we want to help. However, we are a social need. People need what we do. We are passionate about what we do, and we are here to help people, right? So we use those helps and that social need to open the doors, right? To get into a school district because they need us. To get into a business or to get into a university because they need us. All right, second thing, you guys have Texas Tech. This is involved in Texas Tech. The NCAA estimates that there were About $40 million spent in tutoring in 2017 for college athletes alone. You know, at University of Georgia, 1.5 million. University of Alabama, 1.5 million. 2017 in math and tutoring. All right. Why is this? This athletes again have a busy schedule as well. They have to travel. And I was just listening to a podcast. Basketball teams, they play today, and they travel again. They leave on Friday, and they're traveling during the road, and they get back to school on Tuesday, and then they play again on Thursday. Right? So there's always traveling. There's this schedule, and if you're a university, you have to keep up with your grades, with your GPA, with the entire process. So we help these universities track those deals, right? Also, we're compliant. You don't have to deal with a student cheating and getting the answer. All our tutors, all our educators are STEM certified. All they're certified to be teachers as well. And so we're compliant, and most of all, like you guys know, if somebody comes and tells us, it's like, here's the information. We do monthly reporting, so we help them out. And lastly, Chick-fil-A, we put it in there because these guys are like our golden egg. And if you guys know somebody at Chick-fil-A, let us know. But a couple of you guys own businesses, all right? What's the number one way of showing somebody you care for them? Making sure they have a better future. How do you do that? Making sure they have a better education. All right, so as a business owner, you are always competing to keep the best people in your company. Now, if they leave, you have to pay to train somebody. You have to pay to do all these things. You have to do the all-involving business competition. But if you show somebody that you care for them by paying $20 a tutor for them or their kids, they're going to be more likely to stay with you. Makes simple sense. For a simple budget of $100 a month, you can give all your employees math tutoring or their children. And that's a simple investment that they're more likely to stay with you. Now, test prepping. Real quick, I'm on the time. All right, so test prepping. Schools have to take the STAR test. Every student in the state of Texas. If we want to go to college, you have to take the SAT test. You have to be all this standardized tests. 48 states in the United States have standardized tests for public education. So we focus on test prepping. Right, the way we did, we broke down every test mathematically, we broke it down the way you best learn, and every day once you sign up to a course, at 5:30 p.m., we're saying a simple math problem. Just one math problem. With all the extra tools that you have, and you learn for 4 minutes, and then the next day you learn for 4 minutes. Instead of being overwhelmed and attached with everything else you have, we help you get ready with better retention rate, and our bread and butter, which we're going to talk about. So, 2017, we officially started 2017. We won a couple of grants. All right, so that's how we're able to pay for our funding. We were nominated as top 10 innovative businesses in the nation by the SBA for our use of augmented reality. Our videos and everything that we do is award-winning by the STEM organization. And our goal is to make math human. We were talking about it earlier. Kids get intimidated by math. It's like, oh, you know, it's really fun. For example, one of our marketing campaigns, we're building the world's biggest Nerf gun. Like, we have so many school districts come to us and we're like, hey, can we be a part of that? And see, the math is fun. But we're doing trying to break the world's biggest, highest double jump in a trampoline. It's math and potential kinetic energy. We're just transferring all these things and showing that math can be fun. And however, one of the things that sets us apart from everybody is our use of augmented reality. Kids will be able to see, feel, and touch math like they never could before. They can relate to it. We're talking about drones. You can have a set and everything, right? But their speed. There's our castle teaching the Pythagorean theorem. Any kid with a mobile device or a computer can actually even go into the castle and learn more about Pythagorean theorem. Or there's our friend Kim and Larry. Or Don and Leo that we teach 6th graders with. You say my name that we teach our high school athletes with. Or on the left was Coach Algebra that we teach algebra with. Right? So now you can relate to it. It's a lot easier for you and simpler for you. I think we just broke this again. Or the number one missed math problem in the state of Texas, right here. I need to, boom. Exponential, that's why I brought it up. Number one missed math problem, over 78% of students miss this problem in the state of Texas. What if I learn about exponentials through a basketball game? You see that kid in the middle? It's negative. So he's a little upset. In about a second, you can actually move out. He's going to go over the line and be positive. They're going to move over. See? Negative. He's bad. He's mad. He's upset. With headphones, with everything going on, somebody's talking to you and teaching you through this individual problem. How do you mean? He moved over the line. Now he's a positive number. So these kids can actually relate and see it, it'll be on their table. They can even test these characters. Probably should word that a little different. But yeah, that is what we do. That's our goal, to make math human, right? It's a need. It's things that people want and need. And at the end of the day, let's take over the world. That's one of our mottos. When a kid has that encouraging power that they mastered as a promoting subject and they do it, they feel like they can do anything. Sorry, I'm not here with time.
I have a question over here.
Yeah, what's up?
So you guys, I saw on the slide that you got a $100,000 grant. I would imagine that you have quite a bit more invested in it than $100,000, especially if you have educators or tutors on the payroll and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What other sources of funding did you have, or?
Oh, grant is just business and my personal money. I was blessed enough to have previous entrepreneurial successes, so we're actually debt free.
Okay.
We don't own any money. We're trying to start our first round of funding because now to grow, you know, feel the dream says you build and they will come. Well, we gotta build it first.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, we paid everything out of pocket with a couple grants that we won. Actually, it all started winning a pitch competition, a 2-minute pitch competition. The girls gave us $3,000, and that's what all we needed to start.
Where was that?
And Amarillo.
And what, was it associated with the university or?
With the Enterprise Center. So another business incubator. I don't know it all. I might act like I do, but I don't. Right? I rely on business incubation and business advisors and, board people because I'm just a nerd, a math nerd. Any other question? Yes, sir.
So do you have any aspirations for taking this past just an app form? Like, would you do a desktop version?
We're an app form. We are Android, iOS. We're a Pro Mac. You can actually also download those into your Mac. So you can use this anywhere. The thing about it is every school is going to what is called one-to-one. Meaning that every student has one device, whether it's a Chromebook, a tablet, or anything. So let's not be the safety net. Let's be the balance. You had a question?
Yeah, so that sort of answers my question a little bit. But I was going to ask you, I guess if students would be using this from their phone, my experiences in Texas public schools is that they're extremely anti-cell phone, right? Don't bring your phone out. So my question was going to be how would people use this on their phone if they can't really have their phone out?
Because now they have those tablets.
Okay,
yeah. And the thing about it also is I was blessed enough to play sports, go to college, and things like that. And whenever we're on the road, you still have to use your phone, right? Or whenever you're taking stuff, for example, the STAR test or the SAT test, we're working with the education agencies that we can use our graphic calculator during the test. Now you don't have to pay $119 for a graphic calculator anymore. What's the point of that? Have free EasyMath or something, use the calculator there, and we'll track every button that's pressed by somebody in the school district and let them know, hey, this kid missed you because they pressed the wrong button. Reporting, things like that.
So I think that's on the website that I can pick up now, send a question, right? Someone will get back to me.
Within 3 minutes, yes sir.
24/7.
24/7. Yes sir. So now the other thing is we're the Uber of educators. My mom is a teacher. She's overworked and underpaid, just like every teacher. Actually, a little over 70% of teachers have to get a second job. Why did we get that second job for them? Simple enough, right? So whenever there's a question, we do have set of tutors to make sure they're there 24/7. But on top of that, if a teacher wants to work from 5 to 7 or any time, they log in just like Uber and they tutor a question, they get paid $1.
So that was going to be my second question about scaling up where you have enough teachers to cover this. How do you reach?
I love it. Thank you. That's what we're here for, right? To learn. So number one, scaling up at first is it would be dumb on us to rethink, we'll go to a different region and we'll get tutors from them. Yeah, it's a great option. And we actually have a waiting list of over 60 tutors right now to make sure we keep a good ratio when we're teaching. But secondly, we found out, let's be honest, a lot of the questions actually come from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. That would be me, doing my homework right before the 2, right? And then I have a story of my math teacher. He was my arch nemesis during high school. And or they come in from 4 to about 9, depending on region and place, right? So with that being said, is we actually, on top of those Ubers, we have set of tutors at those rush times on their computer that they can tutor multiple questions a lot faster and a lot more efficiently. And obviously they get paid for what they do. But yeah, that's how we do it now. The future is what's the ultimate Alan Turing test? You don't know if you're talking to a computer or not. We're already working on building the artificial intelligence, so you don't know that you can be tutored by a computer without you ever knowing. No. Let's be honest, math and English are a lot alike. Even though people hate it, and either you're an English writer or you're a mathematician, we're mortal enemies. We shouldn't be. Math, you have a discrete way of solving a math problem. You move for X, you do these things. You have a discrete way of writing a sentence, right? So we can already tell what the problem is. We can actually already solve it just by you taking a picture of the problem. We just have to build working with the artificial intelligence to you just have a conversation with a robot. That's in the near future. But for right now, the scaling purposes, we open up our tutors and we have a waiting list, or we have tutors specific rush hour times to make we have that.
So that's also how you sort of forward a question, right? If I'm in middle school, I'll send you a question. If I'm in high school, that might be a different level. And if I'm a university student who has this problem in discrete mathematics or something, can I also send it in?
All the way up to calculus 2. Yeah, from 6th grade math all the way to calculus 2. We do help get those programs. So regardless of whatever subject, our tutors are ready. On our tutors, they all know their skills and talents. And if a question is there, log it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We get a notification right away, so we can start going through and start helping more. And
But how do you channel it to someone specific? Like I'll upload a question. How does it get to the right person that can actually answer it? And
the right person will pick it up. If they don't pick it up, we have our staff that we know their skills and sets and talents, and they'll get notifications, so within time they'll get the right person. I'm the last line of defense. I don't know.
When did you launch the product, and how many paying users do you have right now?
So officially we launched this August. Right, we got a little soft releases and things like that. And right now, as far as users, we have over 1,000 users. You know, I mean, just last Wednesday, we added 272 in one day from partnering with a school district. Again, we use that social need that we're helping people. School needs help. Hey, take our kids, help us out, report back to us. Because one of the things that we do is we do care about education. We're passionate about it. So we report to the school district, hey, we had 2,000 questions that we tutor for your kids in this grade, right? A lot of them were tutoring in this subject. You might want to be careful with that, or you might want to look into that. One of the things that we notice, most of the questions are geometry, which geometry tends to be a pass-through subject. Algebra 1, you take a STAR test. Algebra 2, you take the SAT. In between that is geometry, so not as much of a standardized test. And we find out maybe there's a problem when we're teaching geometry. Any other question? Yes, ma'am.
You may have covered this, but so what is the paying structure? Like, if I'm a student, what do I pay?
It's a monthly subscription. Yeah, it's a monthly subscription. It starts at $20 a month, and you get 5 questions. And then it goes up to $30 a month, and you get 10 questions, and then you get $40 a month up to 15 questions. Well, we teach, so if you need help with a section, we'll teach you through the whole section. Right? So if it's like 1 through 8, we'll make sure you learn 1 through 8, all right? And that's what we do with that way.
So the payment is per number of questions, like
Yes. Yeah, so to speak, rather than per minute, because you never know. And teachers love what they do, honestly. Let's be honest, they're teachers for a reason.
When you say number of questions, that's number of questions that the student can ask.
Yes, number of questions submitted through the application. One of our biggest things is security and safety, so everything's anonymous through the application. You never know who's who. There's no way of communicating. We have 3 safety parameters for safety. We want you to know your kids are safe.
So I'm just putting myself in my shoes 10 years ago.
You got it.
And I found that a lot of the things I needed help with, someone had already done like a YouTube video, or there was a tutoring thing already out there by someone who I didn't have to pay. So what is your competitive edge to the things that?
No, we actually teach. At the end of the day, we have to take a test on that. No. So our competitive edge is coming through the school districts and the parents. And we actually teach those concepts and those little things. And we'll help you. We'll get it out of you. Like, hey, why does this work? Oh, because of this. That way, whenever, again, those step-by-steps you're going to take in the future, you can to do it, right? We understand Khan Academy, for example, they have the videos on YouTube that people are like, well, yeah, you can't, go look up exponentials in Khan Academy right now. Like, I don't know what's happening. They'll make it real quick and you're not gonna learn out of it. Compared to somebody that's gonna go individually through your problem, that way you can learn those processes. And our major competitive aspect is, we come into the school district with organizations that need these better sports to get their funding or to get any kind of tool like that.
So would you say that what the students would be paying is actually like per average, you said $37 an hour, is the average like tutoring?
For an individual person, if you go to drive for us, it's $40 a month.
Right, and that would be how many questions?
50.
So would you say that that's about an hour?
No, that's about 5 hours.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good. Okay.
Yeah, so 5 hours, so you submit a question and we'll step through you through the whole problem. So one question is 5-10 minutes.
Very cool.
So that's our biggest tool. Maybe I need to market that.
Yeah, maybe that's, because like the time, because
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, one question is like 5 minutes or something, but if it's like 5 hours for $40, that's really good.
Why Chick-fil-A?
Well, Chick-fil-A, because we just kind of need somebody in there and the way they have their vendors and things like that is just a social company and they care for their employees. But that was just a random.
So like, to promote for them to sign up for their employees?
Yeah, so the way it works, just like it works with the athletic programs, and that's a little different for an organization. Chick-fil-A pays us $2,400, and we give the 1,000 questions for, and then, so all their employees, they give us their employees' emails. When their employees sign up with those emails, they'll say, hey, your EasyMath was paid for by your membership was provided by your employee Chick-fil-A.
So you're looking at Chick-fil-A to offer that as a benefit?
Exactly.
Okay.
Those companies. Same thing with, for example, Texas Tech, we can get with them, right? Texas Tech Athletic Department pays for their math tutoring through EasyMath. They pay us whatever they want and then they just give it to all of their athletes. So all of their athletes can do math tutoring anytime they need it, at home, on the road, it's not just study hall.
Do you ever give the answer?
No. No, not at all. We never, ever.
For tutoring,
Never.
we did this, math tutoring was 24 hours a day, but during the day you got someone in America, but in the evening you got someone.
No, we're all in
But
there.
they would just give them the answer, so they loved it. They were like, oh.
Exactly.
Because they just called, they'd be like, yeah, I can't figure this one out, and sure enough, man, they just.
Exactly.
Answer straight down the page.
Whenever you have the answers, we'll make sure we educate. We're all our tutors are educators. And as a parent, for example, we'll send you a report on the 30th of the next month. So you know, hey, here it is. Because he's got to take a test on that.
Yeah.
We get a lot of parents, two things happen. A lot of parents tell us now, hey, my kid is doing great in math homework, but when it comes to the test, they failed it. Imagine that. Well, they're just getting the answer from a friend. I did that.
Yeah.
Right? Or secondly is, my husband tried to teach my daughter. Have you ever tried to teach your teenage daughter or your teenage son? I mean, teenagers know it all, right? I thought I knew it all. I still think I know it all. But teenagers thought they know it all and you diffuse a couple of fights, by getting somebody to tutor. $30 a month, $1 a day. Questions?
How's the actual interaction occur between the student and the tutor? Is it a video conference? Is it text-based?
It's text-based through our application, so we call it text-based, we actually call it emoji-based. Within every 3 messages, we make sure there's an emoji in there, right? It disarms the kids. Again, it makes it a lot less intimidating. You're not going to be stressed if your tutor sends us a thumbs up emoji, or a shades emoji. Good job, right? But yeah, it's all text-based through the application. Again, to keep it anonymous. We as adults feel comfortable being on a phone and calling somebody or maybe doing a video, right? But the kids don't. And we also want to be safe too. We can monitor the video and the pictures, but it's a lot harder and it's not as safe. So let's get rid of that. We do create our own math editor that we have the intellectual property for it, and we have this whole process that you can even write them if you want it through the app, or it's coming, the writing part. But it's all through the app, safe and secure, and we monitor everything. So even if you put a 10-digit phone number, we'll instantly warn that. That way it's not, it might be a phone number, you never know, so we keep everybody safe. I'm getting the boot.
All right, last question. What can the 1 Million Cups community do for you?
This, what you just did, just kind of any input, feedback, see if there's anything I can learn, we can do to expand and help. And if you know anybody that needs math tutoring, please have them contact us. I'd love to talk to them, see what we can do to help them out. Or maybe partner up with a drone farm. If you want to do.
We'll fly you the assistance.
What's up?
We'll fly you the tutor, like, we'll fly you the assistance.
Yeah, I'm just saying, what can we do to help out more kids? It's our end goal. That's it for me. Thank you, guys. Thank you, sir.
Okay, next up we have a duo out of the Woodlands, Houston area. Right?
Yeah,
Woodlands?
the Woodlands, yeah.
Okay. And so I've had the opportunity to hear them last night at Tech CEOs, and it's fascinating and really, really interesting stuff they're doing with drones. So anyway, if y'all want to set up here,
Okay.
thank you. I'm sure they were just eager to hear that.
We're
And then afterward, y'all are going to do a little demonstration if y'all want to stay for, for extended amount. But anyway, without further ado, drone parts worldwide.
Woo! Yeah!
First of all, that was awesome. I can tell you, Marjorie and I have never appreciated educators more than we did this summer. We did 2 drone summer camps with 10, 15-year-olds. And holy crap, I didn't think I would be here today. I didn't think we were going to make it through. It was crazy. These kids are screaming, they're flying drones. Drones are getting caught in hair. It's wild. So, let's see. Get on up here. Cool. Uh-oh. Cool. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Nick Venencia. I am the founder and CEO of Drone Parks Worldwide. I'm joined by Marjorie Ferron. She's our co-founder and COO. Drove all the way from Houston for this. I'm really excited to present to you guys. So, our goal at Drone Parks Worldwide is to make the Texan skies safer while giving them all the gift of flight. So we want to bridge the gap between drone interest and become a full-scale racing drone pilot. So, oh no. Will that actually work?
I did it a little bit before, so what is the dongle connection to?
Let's see. Okay, very cool. So yeah, let's see. See if I change slides, that's when it goes. Alright, we'll make it work. Anyway, so the truth right now is that drones are doomed. So drones of all kinds are expensive, very complex, and worst of all, flown in really dangerous flying locations. So when I pick up our racing drone, I have to go fly in a public park, and my greatest fear is honestly just hitting someone and getting sued into oblivion by their parents. And this thing goes 0 to 80 in under 2 seconds. So our solution to this is to provide drone parks, which are indoor spaces where you can affordably rent a drone and learn how to fly it in a very safe environment. So through our patent-pending technology, we actually will separate you from the drone so that way it's impossible to hit yourself or your kids. So what is a drone park? Basically, a drone park is an indoor space of immersive adventure where anyone can enter and fly a drone for any purpose. So right now we're working on our first facility. We're looking at spaces between 20 to 30,000 square feet. And we'll likely open our first one anytime between summer to winter of this year. And it'll most likely be in Waco, although it could be in Houston or Austin as well. So inside of a drone park, you can learn to fly, you can spectate through first-person view, which we'll do a demo on later, and you can compete against people. If you're a corporation, you can do things like corporate team building, you can host a party or gathering, and you have an educational service. So there's many parallels to drone technology in a lot of things that can help your company. And in yellow, if you're a commercial drone operator, you can train for the Part 107, which is essentially your CDL of drone flight. You can train for commercial scenarios, for example, in Houston, flying stack inspections for refineries. And then you can get your gear repaired, so you only have to worry about flying. So how does drone park work? So essentially, your experience can be summed up in 3 steps. First is enter your facility. Next is you learn to fly. So Marjorie and I have taught around 2,000 people how to fly over the last 2 years. And by doing this, we've been able to figure out how we can get you flying as best as you can in the least amount of time possible. Or you can just relax and watch. And next, you can fly, you can compete, and you can dominate, possibly even with your kids. Or they'll dominate you, depending on how old you are. No, just kidding. This is our demo, we'll come back to this a little bit later. Our market. We're focusing on millennial men with a good income and no children. Someone like a software developer or mechanical engineer. And women who are millennial mothers. And for them, we're really marketing to them, but for their kids, right? So if you're a millennial mother right now, your education options and your entertainment options really don't go together, right? So you can take your kid to a trampoline park or to Topgolf, but what are they going to learn there? How to jump, or how to hit a ball with a club? Whereas if you take your kids to a drone park, yes, they can get off your back for a while and go burn off some sugar, but they also get an educational experience. So for example, one of the first things we want to teach people is, why does a drone that has 4 motors, why do they have to spin in different directions? The quick answer is the Newton's law about reaction. So our strategy for all this is we want to attack a really small market, so less than $3 billion, and actually try to grow that market while we're growing our market share. And that's derived from the Peter Thiel philosophy. So what are the stats? So right now we're seeing explosive growth in the drone industry. So we're seeing a 32% compounded annual growth rate in the global drone market. There's predicted to be over 7 million, so the population in Houston, drones in American airspace by 2020. And keep in mind, the scariest thing about that is we really don't have a good way to integrate those. And worst of all, there's 0 drone parks right now globally. So here's a hot map of Texas, of where people fly drones. And really the reason we're here today is because down the road, we're really interested in doing something here in Lubbock. And so we want to hear if you guys think this could work. You know, let's say 2 to 3 years down the road. But Texas, essentially, the reason we really choose Texas as our market priority is because we have a combination of, there's 3 giant drone states in the United States: Florida, California, and Texas. Texas is the second, but of those 3, we have the most dispensable income. So to summarize, Texas has the most drone pilots, but we also have the most dispensable income. Here's our revenue streams. So basically, everything is centered around subscriptions. However, this could change with the market. So on a market like Waco, you're looking at more one-time experiences due to the tourism. Whereas, say, in a market like Lubbock, we're looking at selling more subscriptions. Our plan for this, and this slide's a little bit old, is right now we're actually working with Angels in Houston to establish our first facility and plan some things for that. And then next year sometime we want to open a venture round once we have our first facility open. So thank you guys so much. I hope that you guys will join our online family of